Hello, all of you out there. I have three cameras on my face right now, going to three different sites. You can find me on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. I think it's Twitter or something. Anyway, I want to talk about Vietnam vets. We're the most unusual veterans that ever came home from a war. We were so indoctrinated in basic and advanced training, and the whole time we were in Vietnam, about fighting for people's rights, the Bill of Rights, the Constitution, etc., to stop communism, to stop socialism. When we came home, we found out we had none here. Some veterans ended up in jail because somebody said something about a Vietnam vet, and he decked them and killed them. We were very angry when we came home. We sued the hell out of the government. We sued the hell out of corporations. We fought for veterans' rights. Look at all the memorials Vietnam veterans have got on the mall, where no other veterans even tried to fight for them. Vietnam, women, Korea, World War II, Martin Luther King. We've been fighting our local zoning departments, neighborhood associations. We're a bunch of bastards that will leave no veteran behind. That's what our motto is. Whether he served in Vietnam or anywhere else, leave no veteran behind. Fight for all of them. But guess what? This year is the last year for 451 in Dundalk. They're closed because there's not enough people to make money there anymore and pay to keep the place up. And they're giving it back to the city of Baltimore, the old officers club at Fort Hollenberg, where I was drafted through. The induction center for most of Maryland, Pennsylvania, Delaware, Virginia, etc. was Fort Hollenberg. And the National VVA, Vietnam Veterans of America, is closing at the end of this year or next year. I forget which one. I think it's next year. Because we've died. Most people don't realize the Vietnam War is still continuing. It's not raging in the thousands a week dying on both sides like it was in the 80s and 90s. It's down to hundreds a week on both sides dying now. Out of the 2.25 million veterans that are dead, 2 million of them are estimated to have died of Agent Orange, diseases and cancers. The government waited for 1 million of us to die before they even said Agent Orange hurt you. And the chemical companies refused to make the stuff because they knew it was so deadly. The government had to make them make the stuff and then give them 100% immunity, knowing it's going to kill all life eventually and pollute the earth for a century or two, which is hurting the Vietnamese people. Vietnam is a lot freer than we are. I had some relatives come here, and they went back within 6 months saying, to hell with America. All this license law, all this hoops you got to jump through to get anything, they're going to go back and opening up their sewing business or their gas and coffee business on their porch. No hassle. It's just like we used to have lemonade stands. Now it takes a fortune and an act of Congress to get a permission to have one in your front yard in most of the places in America. And most places in America with these civic community associations, homeowners associations, you can't even open the hood of your car or change a flat tire in your driveway. You got to have it towed out of the community. In fact, when my uncle lived in Fort Myers, you couldn't even have a car parked overnight in your driveway or on the street in front of the house. And most of the houses only had a 2-car garage, and it was a golf community, so one of them was full with a golf court, and the other one a car. They couldn't even own 2 cars, which is ridiculous. So think about us Vietnam veterans. We came home angry. We came home determined not to be screwed anymore. And we have fought for all veterans' rights. And I hope a new organization will, from Desert Storm to Iraq to Afghanistan to Syria to Panama to Grenada, some group will form again, like we did, and keep fighting for our rights of medical care, disability, etc. A lot of people come home drugged and alcoholic from Afghanistan and Iraq and the Middle East. It said something went wrong with my live video. So let me see if I can get it back up there again. Okay, there's a live video for Facebook. Again, some reason my phone turned off or the connection went bad. Because I'm doing Facebook. Facebook on my cell phone. The computer is going to YouTube, and my other camera, I forget where it's going. It's going to another social media site. But how would you like to come home? 3 times I did, and 3 times I went to Vietnam and get red stuff thrown all over you, spit on, cussed, called baby killers. Yes, a lot of us ended up in jail, about 10 to 15%, because we wouldn't put up with any shit when they came home. All those people, if they're still alive, should be let out of jail by President Trump, because it was our programming that did it. Luckily, I wasn't programmed that mad to actually kill somebody or beat them up. I wait another day and have signs against them. Our whole system here sucks. We're not a free country. We're a dictator country, mainly by the Democrats. But the Republicans aren't far behind. The Republicans call the Democrats, oh, you give away everything, that's why you get votes. Well, wait a minute. Trump just gave a big tax reduction to everybody. The Republicans do it just as bad as the Democrats. We got to stop giving away anything to people and having a fair tax across the board for everybody. But there's not very many of us Vietnam veterans left to fight. I'm running for Congress again in 26, U.S. Congress District 3 here in Maryland. I haven't gone down to Annapolis and paid the money yet, but I got the signs and everything before Brian Harlan and GOP shop moved to Carolina. So think about us Vietnam veterans and how worthy we've been. Coming home, organizing, and fighting for all veterans' rights, leaving nobody behind. Fighting to find the missing in action in all the wars, Korea, World War II, World War I, Vietnam, and bring them home to their loved ones to get buried with their family. To treat all the disabilities. Thank God for Trump. He heard our message. And he's given all kinds of benefits through the VA for people They came home sick from Desert Storm and coming home sick from Saudi Arabia, Iraq, Syria, Afghanistan, etc. And to stop people being kicked out of the military because they came home a drug addict or an alcoholic. Because once they're kicked out, they can't get any benefits. They can't get any help. They can't get any money to help them get through that and get back to life, which is ridiculous. Up until Trump and up until Vietnam veterans, the government just used us and threw us away like trash and then ignored us until we died. Vietnam veterans have changed that. Now another veterans group will emerge and come about like we did for the last 50 years fighting for all veterans' rights. So thank you very much for listening. We have to stay in the realm of things to leave no veteran behind. And what new group's going to do that? There isn't an association for Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, Iraq, Afghanistan, or anything. None of you have started an organization to fight for our rights as veterans. Please do. Somebody stand up and carry on what Vietnam veterans started and got a lot done. But once we are no longer there, the government's going to take and use our people again and throw them away like trash again. Thank you very much for listening. Remember, honor a veteran Tuesday, when it's Veterans Day, especially Vietnam veterans that came home angry and pissed and stood up for your rights as well as their rights, our constitutional rights, and wouldn't let the government walk on us. Where's the off button here? Facebook's gone. Okay, here's an end stream here.